Hi everyone, David Mala here, and today I'm going to show you something really cool and interesting. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to scrape data from any other website, and so like competitors' websites, your same company's websites if you want to get information from them, and you don't have to pay an outside third party like you usually would. This is straight through Power BI. It's very simple and easy to do. So basically you're going to end up with this data like this right here. This is a scraped data from Amazon.com that shows the search for SQL and programming. That's what it was. So let me go back here and let's go to my let's see here, let's go to this right here. So this is how you start. First, what you're going to do is you do a search, and you can see right here I search for SQL programming. It could be anything. You can search for anything you want. It could be books, it could be sinks at Home Depot. Maybe I want to look for that. Here's a search for Kohler sinks on Home Depot. What you're going to want is this right here. This is the URL once you've searched for that. If you don't put that on your computer, or if you don't search for something and shrink it down to that, it'll be a very long pullback for a wide open search. You don't want to do that. So what I've done here is I have searched for SQL programming on Amazon, right? And this is the URL right up here. This guy right here. That's what I need. So then what I do is I go into Power BI, right? And this is one where I've already done it, and the reason being is sometimes it takes a little while depending on the network and stuff like that as to how long this shows up. So I wanted to have this for you to see and not have to sit there and wait in case that happens. So here is the regular Power BI desktop where you come up with you've got nothing on here. So let's close this out. I don't need that. And what we're going to do is you start off with get data, right? Give it a second here. Alright, let's get rid of that. I don't need that again. It keeps trying to tell me I need to recover some files. I don't need to recover any files. Cancel that. Get rid of that. Okay, so now under Get Data, alright, this is on Power BI Desktop. You're going to hit Web. See this? So I hit Web. Darn it, this thing just keeps telling me I need to recover some files. Anyway, this is where your URL is going to go in. Okay, so let's go back and get our URL, right? This guy right here. So let's copy this. Let's go back. Right in here, paste, and then hit OK. Now, if you are on a business network and you have the highest settings for the internet, which some businesses do, okay, if you do, you have to go and put the main root URL, so this would be www.amazon.com, into the allowables or trusted sites. So that's under your settings for whether you use internet, and for this you want to do that under Internet Explorer, because if you do that under Chrome, it doesn't use that in this. Obviously, Power BI is owned by Microsoft, and they prefer to use Internet Explorer. Okay, so this is where you would put this in, the URL. You hit OK, and it's going to think for a second, and it's going to see, is this allowable? Can I contact it? It's trying to contact it through Internet Explorer. And it's connecting. Okay, it'll come up with this. It's going to tell you it's just trying to establish a connection here. What's nice now, the other thing is you need to make sure you're on a newest, or not newest, but one of the newer versions of Power BI. So if you're on an old version, you're on, so if you go to your view, help and about, and it tells you that you're on a version, because it's not a number, it'll give you a date. So it'll say something like April of 2018. That's too old, and it won't have this little button right down here called Add Table. It'll look like the rest of this the same, but it won't have this, and you'll only be able to bring in, if you have an old version, just a tiny bit of data, and it won't work for you at all. It's not going to be useful. So you want to make sure you're on a version of, I believe it's December of 2018 or newer. So you should easily be able to update or go to About, and I can actually show you that here. Go here, help. See this About right here? This will tell you what version you're on right here. So you can see I'm on February 2019. That's why it shows up for me. If you're not, you can go and upgrade to a newer version. It's very simple and easy to do. So let's go back here. Go back to Home, Get Data, Web. I just want to show you where that is so you can see what version you're on. If you're on December 2018 or newer, you will see this functionality. If you don't, you won't be able to do this. So let's do this again. Hit OK. Give us a few seconds here. It won't take that long. And it's going to connect. We'll have the same screen as we did last time in just a few seconds here. And here we go. So give it a second here. It'll pop up. We're having little problems here today. Come on. Here we go. Okay. So now you don't click on anything here and you don't click on anything here. You don't need this. This one right down here where it says add table using examples. This is what you want to click on. If you don't have that, it will not work for you. Go get a newer version. Upgrade your Power BI to the newest version. So hit add table using examples. And again, this is Power BI desktop. This will not work on the web version. You need to be on desktop for this. So now that I've clicked on that, give it a few seconds here, it'll pop up with this screen where it'll say from web, and it's going to give me two windows. The top window is going to be where I pick the examples from, because it's not going to know exactly what data I want to pull in. So I can take this top bar here, and I want to look at one of these. So here, for instance, look at this one. This book is called SQL Comprehensive Beginner's Guide. I can move this over a little bit. Let's get that on here. Okay. So what I can do is I can pick this. I could pick, SQL. So let's say I wanted to hit SQL. All right, we need more than an S. We need QL. And then you want to pick the right one, okay? And you go through this for each of the columns that you want to pull in. So eventually, once you've done that, you will end up, let's pick the right one here, with this. There we go. And so in this case, what I have is I have the title. Okay, I just picked this as just a different book. It doesn't matter. But I have SQL in 10 minutes, but it also shows me all the other ones below it. Okay, if you pick the wrong one, you pick a different one. You pick a different, instead of title, you picked name or something else. That may not show up all of the items in the column 1. And then for column 3, you got to understand, even though this is the author's name's Ben Forta in this case, I want the column which is by Ben Forta, so that's where you see the by right here, and then it'll show and populate for all of the ones that do have that. Some of them may not have, or have it on a different line, and it may not show up for. We're trying to get as much as we can. We're scraping this data. Okay. The next one is I picked this line for paperback. Some of them have paperback, some of them have nothing there, so it'll show me that. And then the most important one of these after the title and author is the amount for the book. Now keep in mind, even though it looks like 2740, I just want 2740, I'm going to have to get the one that has that plus this, because it's all in one line. So that's going to come like this. And then you can go and take this out, and either through Power BI or Excel or whatever you're using, you can go and extract the data, remove the second piece, read, the first 5, 6 digits, characters to get the correct amount, and remove the second amount, whatever it is you want to do. If it's the right one's the correct one, depending on which one you're looking at. If you want this value versus this value, you might want the second value, whatever it is. Okay? And that's basically how you do it. Then you hit OK, and you'll have this data in a in a little table on the right here that you can now go and do all kinds of cool stuff with. You can mix it with other data that you have. You can make charts, look at different offerings, how many of these books of a certain type do they have, whatever it is that you want to do. It's just another way to get data, external data that you may not normally have, and you can get it in literally seconds versus having to go pay some third party to do this for you. And then on top of it, having to wait a while. If you go and give a request to your Consumer Insights department or similar, they might do this, but they'll get back to you in 3 weeks or whatever with your request. Here you can get it with literally within seconds, and boom, there's my data, and I can just put it in a field or in a table, and I'm good to go, and I can start reporting on this. I can start mashing this with my data and saying, for my company, if they have books and Amazon has books, I can go and start looking at, comparing, okay, how many SQL books do they have? How many SQL books do we have? If I was comparing groceries, I could compare, what Whole Foods items of a certain, like nuts, that bags of nuts that Amazon sells versus my company sells. It's whatever you want to do. You could have a bedding store, bedding sheets and linen, and you could compare those things. It's just a great way to get at data that you may not normally have access to, that you don't have to pay for. A third party is expensive to go and pay them for data to send you. Now they might send you, it's all nicely done up when they send it to you, but you can't sit there and play with it and tweak it and they're going to charge you every time they send it to you. Here it is, you paid nothing, and as long as you have Power BI Desktop, you're good to go. You just have to go and make sure that your Internet Explorer is set up to access these sites like Amazon.com. So all you have to do is whatever site you're looking at, if you have the highest settings on there, just make sure you have the root www.amazon.com or whatever it is you're looking at, www.homedepot.com. Put that in your trusted sites, and you're good to go, and you'll have data just like this. Thanks again for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and comment, and please look at all the other great videos I have on my channel. These are all for you to help you do what you need to do for data analysis and data science. There's a lot of cool stuff on there, and you can learn everything that we do in data science for free. And whether you're just wading in and trying to just see what's out there in data science and see what it's like, or you're already in data science, these are processes that are used across the United States, internationally, and in extracting data, data analysis, forecasting, you name it, it's all in there. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe and like, and have a great day.